You say you cover Facebook, you say you cover Alphabet. Are we going to start to see any upward trend going forward as stock bullishness continues and they look for perhaps what hasn't caught the wind of the warm breeze of late?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, and maybe because I don't look at the entirety of the FANG sector, let alone the market per se. I look at the individual companies. Maybe I don't see quite the same uplift trends. The company-specific factors seem to be more dominant, certainly through my lens, but I think through investors' lenses as well. With Facebook, we have these a number of potential headwinds. The measurement issues that have been coming to light recently are problematic. Maybe it constrains growth, but the bigger issue for investors is they're expecting, on the buy side, they're expecting more robust growth than the sell side is expecting, which is a fascinating phenomena. So even though you have a company that's just eating the industry and taking share, it may not be meeting expectations. So that kind of holds off some of the growth. Google has similar issues where I think investor expectations have gotten so robust that as other investors come back to earth in terms of their expectations, it just holds down the stock. These two companies are so massive now, I think some of it's just the law of large numbers in terms of how big they can get.
And of course, Brian, we have plenty of headwinds been hitting the likes of Facebook in particular. In the recent days, we've had negative headlines regarding fake news, potentially not acting quickly enough on terrorist content, relations with Marcus Andreessen, of course, on the board member. But notably, I wanted to dig into one key headline regarding Facebook today, saying that, well, they're being accused of misleading the EU when it came to the WhatsApp purchase. Did you dig into this story? How much could this be a hit if they are potentially facing a fine of up to 1% of their annual revenue?
Yeah, it's not an unimportant story, I'd say, from an investor perspective, but it's probably not one that investors will pay too much attention to. It matters more, to be clear, from at a business level and in the very long term. It looks like a he said, she said story at this point in time. And it's very difficult to anticipate where it plays out. There is a bit of an issue where European regulators want to make sure that they have the ability to assert their authority on the US-dominated industry. And so there's an element of the EU being as aggressive as they can be towards Facebook and Google. The reality is that Facebook and Google are eating the lunch of everybody who sells advertising in Europe as well. And if you're a domestic player there, you're worried about their dominance. Probably haven't reported on, haven't seen it referenced in English language press, but France just introduced a YouTube tax. It's called the YouTube tax. Things like that are going to happen more commonly in Europe.